Hey guys, welcome to another reading. Today we're analyzing the type of boyfriend Jungkook is based on his astrology. This is a requested video, so I hope you like it. First, I want to discuss the type of boyfriend Jungkook is based on his Virgo Sun, Moon, and Mercury. Then we will bring in the energies of his 8th house and Pluto as they strongly influence these Virgo energies. Lastly, I'll go over what his Venus and Mars have to add to our topic today. There are a few key characteristics with Virgo, which include practicality, perfectionism, and being analytical. As a practical boyfriend, Jungkook is helpful and supportive in small ways. He will show his care through practical gestures. This could be as simple as cooking for you, helping you with tasks when you're stressed, or offering different solutions to problems during difficult moments. Jungkook is a perfectionist. He's driven by high standards, which makes him push himself and often his partner to do better. Because of this, he can seem critical at times, especially when he offers suggestions or points out flaws, but it's usually with the intention to help or improve things. He is driven to consistently improve himself through self-reflection and critical analysis. So he will encourage you to continue to work on yourself and enhance your life, whether by studying new subjects, learning a language, or developing new skills and hobbies. Jungkook naturally observes details, whether it's recalling the nuances of past conversations, remembering important dates, or noticing subtle changes in your mood or behavior. This is the analytical side of Virgo, which makes him an analytical boyfriend. These small details matter to him because they provide him with a deeper understanding and insight. As a Virgo, his way of showing affection is often subtle but meaningful. Rather than using flowery words or dramatic displays of affection, he demonstrates his feelings through thoughtful actions and being attentive. He's also reliable and responsible. Let's talk about how his Virgo placements function in the 8th house. His Sun, Moon, and Mercury in the 8th house suggest that he's psychically attuned and emotionally sensitive. Jungkook is especially attuned to the nonverbal cues you might give off, such as body language, tone of voice, or a slight shift in your energy. He has an uncanny ability to sense how you're feeling, often tuning into emotions you haven't even expressed or acknowledged. He's responsive to your emotional needs, even when you don't directly communicate them. This sensitivity and attentiveness to the subtleties makes him a psychic boyfriend. The 8th house is also about privacy and keeping aspects of life hidden. With both his Sun and Moon here, Jungkook may be private and guarded. His emotional security is tied to the control and understanding of his environment. He wouldn't easily reveal his vulnerabilities or share his deepest feelings early on in a relationship. This internal pressure for him to control his emotional display can make him appear mysterious or hard to read at times. It takes time to break down his emotional walls. This could lead to misunderstandings or emotional distance early in the relationship, especially if you're a type of person that needs more open and direct emotional expression. Having Mercury in the 8th house means that he thrives in situations where he can help himself and others evolve, heal, or grow, often in ways that involve deep psychological insight. Once he has reached a deeper intimacy in a relationship, he wouldn't shy away from difficult or uncomfortable conversations. In fact, he may ask deep, penetrating questions to understand your inner thoughts and feelings. He wants to explore your emotional and psychological depths. Conversations with him could feel heavy at times, but they will always reach a deeper truth. This means that you would work through complex problems, uncover hidden truths, or delve into psychological, financial, or taboo matters together. This makes him a healing and psychological boyfriend. Jungkook is likely to be spiritual or have an interest in spiritual or occult practices or metaphysics. The 8th house governs subjects that are hidden, mysterious, or taboo, so he may spend a great deal of time researching or exploring topics related to life after death, psychic phenomena, or the deeper meanings behind life events. He's ultimately on a path to search for deeper understanding and meaning in life. Let's move on to Pluto. Jungkook is very Plutonic, with Pluto square his Sun, Moon, and Mercury. Pluto is dense and intense. It operates in the subliminals of the psyche and the subconscious. So it's not an energy that you can see, but its influences are definitely felt or sensed psychologically or emotionally. On the positive side, Pluto gives Jungkook depth, resilience, and a strong psychological insight. He is attuned and interested in the mental or emotional nuances of situations and people, which means that he thinks deeply about the motives, feelings, behaviors, and the inner workings of the mind. He would take into account your thoughts, emotions, your subconscious wounds and needs to analyze who you are on a deeper level or why you act the way you do. On a more difficult end, Pluto intensifies Jungkook, giving him a darker nature, and this intensity can feel overwhelming at times. His focus on the psychological aspects of life makes him aware that things are not what they seem. He recognizes that appearances can be deceiving, so often he can be suspicious. Keep in mind, the 8th house moon bonds deeply and seeks total emotional merging, while Pluto introduces fears and unconscious forces that test that level of bond. He has a strong desire to protect his emotional investment and relationship, which can lead to controlling or demanding behavior. He can act like a suspicious, possessive, or jealous boyfriend, even if you haven't given him any reasons. This is more from his own fears, anxieties, and his underlying need for security and control to maintain emotional stability. Since Pluto is in the 11th house, the tension might involve social circles. For example, he might not easily integrate you into his wider social world, preferring to keep aspects of his romantic life with you private. He may also wrestle with trust issues when you engage with friends or social environments that feel out of his control. Pluto in the 11th house can suggest that Jungkook experienced some sort of pain, betrayal, or loss in areas involving group entanglements. He is on a journey to heal these sort of subconscious wounds in his current life indicated by Pluto in his chart. Pluto tends to erupt in destructive ways when it's not acknowledged, when issues, fears, or compulsions are not worked through. So the level of difficulty Pluto brings for him will really depend on the level of his spiritual or psychological awareness. Romantic relationships or intimacy is crucial for his self-discovery. Ultimately, he is unconsciously seeking relationships that are resilient enough to withstand the tough lessons, so he can confront fears and embrace deeper truths about himself. His Venus in Libra helps him see opposing perspectives and understand other people's emotional experiences. With this Venus, he is dedicated to the process of relationship development. He would invest a great deal in making a relationship work towards fairness and harmony. However, the opposition between Venus and Saturn suggests that he may struggle with freely expressing affection and emotions. Saturn in his 3rd house makes him more reserved or cautious about how he communicates and expresses affection. He can often feel the need to filter or control what he says to avoid misunderstandings or rejection. It's harder for him to fulfill his longing for deep intellectual and emotional bond when he tends to communicate his feelings in a practical, sometimes blunt manner. He might be the type of boyfriend who gets a lot out of you, like your secrets, inner fears, and vulnerabilities, while he's more guarded or private about sharing his own personal experiences and emotions. This may create an emotional imbalance or even a power dynamic, where you might feel more exposed or vulnerable while he remains mysterious or distant. He can also be difficult to predict or pin down at times. He may suddenly change directions or make impulsive decisions. He has a side of him that is restless, bold, and adventurous with his Mars square Jupiter and Uranus. He needs change, excitement, and action from time to time in order to feel alive and rejuvenated. With Mars-Uranus square, he possesses a mischievous and rebellious spirit. He's naturally drawn to intensity and drama, often seeking experiences that stir emotions and push limits. He has a thirst to shock or make unexpected moves, often those that challenge norms and test boundaries to see how far he can push them. He may act or say things deliberately to disrupt the peace, enjoying the thrill that comes from shaking things up. His communication can be very direct, blunt, and at times insensitive as he says what's on his mind. He might enjoy testing you to see how you handle yourself when confronted with extremes. It's as if he's curious about how much you can take and how well you manage intensity, all while satisfying his desire for adventure and the unexpected. His mysterious and seemingly unorthodox nature may intrigue you at first, but as you get closer to him, you might find his true identity more complex and challenging than you anticipated. That's all I have for you today. Let me know if there are any other astrological content you would like to see. Please support this channel by subscribing, liking, and commenting. Till next time, bye.